Today we will be reading Murli spoken by Bapdada on 20th September 1975. The title of the Murli is While Having Power, Why There Isn't Success and Contentment in Life. In this Murli, Baba goes on to explain that even when Baba has given so many powers, he's given knowledge, we have that merged in ourselves. It's not that we don't. But still, Baba says many children, they don't feel the success coming in or the contentment in life. And then he goes on to explain what are the reasons why we don't feel content or successful, even while having Bap Dada and his powers and knowledge and love with him. And then Baba says that the reason mostly for having the powers and not being able to feel content is because we don't use those powers on time and with the method that it's supposed to be used. And then we also don't use the right power at the right time, in the right situation. So Baba's very beautifully given a view of how we should be using our powers in order to be more successful, content, and live a peaceful life as Bap Dada wants. We will go on to read the Murli. Just as the Father is the ocean of all virtues, do you consider yourself to be master oceans in that way, in the same way? An ocean is infinite, unshakable, and still. There's no end to an ocean. You cannot shake an ocean. It's always still. Two powers are especially visible when you look at an ocean. Those two powers are the power to accommodate and to the extent that you see the power to accommodate. Accordingly, you will see the power to face. Baba says these two powers are very evident when we look at an ocean. The qualities of an ocean, the power to accommodate and the power to face. Baba says it faces the wave and also accommodates any person or any object into itself. How does it face the waves? There are such large, tremendous waves that come in the ocean. It faces them every day, day in, day out. But still, the stillness of the ocean that doesn't get hampered. The moment the waves go away, nobody can even tell that there was such high waves in the ocean some time back. It faces the waves every day. It knows they will come and they will go. And then it accommodates any person or object into itself. Whatever you throw in the ocean goes inside. So power to face and power to accommodate. So Baba says, since you are a master oceans, check within yourselves to see to what extent you have these two powers. I'm a master ocean. If my father is an ocean, I am a master ocean. Baba keeps saying that many times in the morning. That's one of the most common affirmations that he gives to us. So Baba is saying, from the two powers, the power to accommodate and power to face, if you are master oceans, then check within yourself. What is the extent of these two powers? Baba goes on to say, to what percentage do you have these powers? Are you able to use both the powers according to the time of need? Let's go back and see the power to accommodate and the power to face. How much I have accumulated these powers and how much I'm able to use them when I need them in the correct, accurate way. Baba says, do you experience success through having these powers? Question. Do you feel that we achieve success in every deed because of having these powers? So when we do this checking, we'll automatically get to know, because somebody who is using the power to face and power to accommodate will feel that he or she is an authority in that power. And if we are not able to use it, we won't feel authority on that power. That's the way to check. Am I feeling an authority on that power? Does that power come to me when I call for it? Many children experience all the powers in themselves and also understand that they have these particular powers in themselves. We have these powers. We experience that we are master powerful. We have all these powers in ourselves. We know. However, even while having these powers, in some cases, they are not able to experience success. Even while considering themselves to be embodiments of knowledge, bliss, love, peace, and happiness, they are not constantly content with themselves. Have we ever experienced this? Baba has given me the knowledge. He has reminded me that I'm the embodiment of knowledge, bliss, peace, love, happiness. But still sometimes, not every time, but sometimes I feel discontentment or dissatisfaction. While Baba says that in this birth, in the Brahmin birth, we should never face dissatisfaction. You should always be cheerful. You should always feel successful. You should always feel content. Then what is the reason? Even when I'm doing everything, when I know I have all these powers and all these qualities in me, when I remember Baba, still I am not able to feel that contentment constantly. Baba says, even while being effort makers, they are only sometimes able to experience the practical fruit, the reward, or the attainment. In Brahmin life, the practical fruit of all the powers, of all the knowledge that we receive from Baba, of all the love that we receive and give to Baba, all the practical fruit is contentment, cheerfulness, and success. These are the three practical fruits which we should experience at all times in the Brahmin life. Baba says, why is it that sometimes you don't experience the practical fruit, the reward or the attainment of the Brahmin life? They follow all the disciplines, but in spite of that, they do not experience themselves to be constantly cheerful. The blessing of the Brahmin life, we are not able to experience. They make a lot of effort but they experience less truth. Even in spite of making Maya their servant or Dasi, they sometimes experience unhappiness or Udasi. What is the reason for that? So Baba has explained, even while having all the power, even while having all the qualities, remembering that I am a master, I'm full of virtues, even while following all the disciplines of the Brahmin life that Baba has told us to, even while constantly making effort, not making any mistakes, even while making Maya our servant, right? We win over Maya. It's not that we realize it's Maya. We win over it and we won over it many times, but still sometimes this unhappiness creeps in, which should not happen. Baba is saying, what is the reason for that? They have all the powers as well as the knowledge, and they are even following all the disciplines. So what are they lacking that they become confused with themselves? Still, we will not feel that our efforts are 100%. There will, there will be something which is lacking. We will feel some void, even while in knowledge. Why is that? The aspect that is missing is that they do not know how to use at the right time and in the right way the powers and the points of knowledge that they have attained. Underline, Baba says, the reason for sorrow, unhappiness, confusion, discontentment, dissatisfaction, lack of success, which are the practical fruits of Brahman life. The reason why we are not able to constantly experience that is because one, we are not able to use the powers and the knowledge that we have at the right time and in the right way. These are very important. Suppose there's a flood that is coming, okay, and I'm not using and I'm not closing the doors at the right time. I know how to close the door, but I forget to close the door, and my house will be flooded. Or I know how to close the door, but I don't close the door properly, and the water creeps in. Still, my house will be flooded. Baba has taught me how to close the door. He has given me the power to understand what to do at what time, but still I'm not able to use my powers at the right time and in the right way, or the knowledge at the right time and in the right way. This is when we are not able to experience the practical fruit of the Brahman life. Baba says, they have love for the Father, they have love for knowledge, and also have love for a life that is full of all divine virtues. We love our Brahman life. There's no Brahmin, there's none of us who says that I don't like Brahmin life. We love it, which is why we are Brahmins, which is why we are getting up, doing Amrit Vela. We get up, remember the Father, listen to the Murli. We love it. There's no lack of love for the Father or for the knowledge or for the divine family or for the virtues. However, together with that love, Breathe. They do not know the method. Breathe. There is a song also, Breathe Kiwi. They say that even if you have love, there is a method for displaying that love, for showing that love. They do not know the method. Or if they know the method, they do not know how to have love. Okay, Baba is saying, either you have love or you don't have the method, or you have method, but you don't have the love. So sometimes we get so much involved in the method that we miss out on the love. And sometimes we are so engrossed in love that we don't focus on the method. Baba is saying the balance, there needs to be a balance between love for Baba, love for the Brahmin life, and the method to use what Baba has given us in the right time, in the right way and the right time. Therefore, even something invaluable becomes the basis of ordinary attainment. We start feeling the Gyan as ordinary. Brahman life is ordinary. Ordinariness creeps in. Baba has said in many Murlis that from the time of this Brahmin birth that you become my child, there's nothing ordinary about you. You become special. You become different. Your knowledge becomes different, special. Your virtues become special. Your lifestyle becomes special. The disciplines that you maintain become special. Your thoughts become special. Everything about us from the day we become Brahmins becomes special. And then Baba said in one of the Murlis, if you feel ordinariness, one of many, there is something lacking at that time. We must never feel ordinary. We must feel that we are special souls at all times, because we are. And we have to remind ourselves about it. So, Baba says, therefore, even something invaluable, the invaluable life, the invaluable soul, becomes the basis of ordinary attainment. The return that we are getting from this invaluable life becomes ordinary. In a physical way, no matter how great a weapon may be, or how valuable a possession you have with you may be, if you don't know how to use it, you're not able to receive the attainment from it that you should. Right? Suppose somebody has given us a weapon, a sword, okay, and they've told us, okay, go through the jungle, you have a sword. We go through the jungle, and in the jungle we confront a lion, and we forget I have a sword. What will happen? Or I know I have a sword, but I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to use a sword. What will happen? Baba says, in the same way, knowledgeable children are not able to receive the attainment from knowledge and the powers that they should. So we have the powers, we don't know how to use it. What will be? What will happen? How will we get the attainment? Bap Dada feel mercy for such souls. Baba feels mercy for such souls who had everything. Take everything from Baba, but don't use it, either at the right time or in the right manner. Baba goes on, Because of not knowing the method, you are not able to receive the attainment that you should. So how can we adopt the method? Baba says, how can you adopt the method? For this, you need the power to discern. Very important. So to use the power to face and the power to accommodate, and the values and the virtues and the knowledge and the love from Baba, to use all these belongings that we have in Brahmin life, what do we need first? We need the power to discern, because you do not have the power to discern. You use the power to face at a time when you should be using the power to accommodate. This is a key to becoming ordinary. We are not able to discern what power should be used at what time. Just because we have the power to face doesn't mean we can use it anytime, anywhere. Or same way, the power to accommodate doesn't mean we'll use it anytime, anywhere. Sometimes there's a need for power to face and sometimes power to accommodate, and they can be used interchangeably. Which means the same situation, if it comes in some other form, we might have to use power to accommodate, and the other form, we might need to use power to face. But how would we know this? Baba says, through the power to discern. You will get to know when to use what. Baba says, when you need to use the power to pack up, you use the power of expansion. Many times we would have observed that we keep expanding things beyond a point, and later on we get a feeling I should not have expanded. I should have just put a full stop there. Even while talking to someone, right? Later on we feel there was no need to talk for so long. What did I gain or achieve? But at that moment, when I'm in that moment doing that karma, I'm not able to discern that, okay, this is where I need to use my power to pack. I get engrossed in that situation. I forget, or I'm not able to discern. This is where the power needs to be used. Any power. So in a way, Baba is saying the first power that you always need to use in the forefront is the power to discern. Once you use the power to discern properly, you're able to discern what is needed in what time. In very few words, without even somebody asking, if we are able to use the power to discern, we will be able to use the right power, the right piece of knowledge, the right points, the right method for our own benefit and for others' benefit. Power to discern. Baba says, this is why the thought may be of success, but you're unable to receive the success according to your thought in your attainment or in becoming that form. We want to concentrate on something, right? We want to become an embodiment, but we are not able to. Something is stopping us. Even while I'm doing everything right, as per Baba's Murli, whatever Baba's asked me, and I want to become an embodiment of, goodness or whatever Baba wants me to, but I'm not able to. Then Baba says there has to be the There has to be something wrong with the method. And this is where the difference comes in. Baba says, what is the main basis of attaining a special power? What do you need to sharpen your power of discernment? If an instrument is not able to give a clear reading of something, what is the reason? If we are not able to use the power of discernment, what could be the reason, Baba is saying? If an instrument is not giving a clear reading, what could be the reason? In order to increase your power of discernment, you need to have the elevated stage of being incorporeal, nirakar, egoless, nirankari, and viceless, nirvikari, and free from sinful thoughts. Underline. So what do I need to do to increase my power of discernment? I need to have an elevated stage of being incorporeal, egoless, viceless, and free from sinful thoughts, which means if any of these four aspects are not covered, bases are not covered, I cannot increase my power of discernment. Because if I'm not being incorporeal, what is the opposite of incorporeal? Being physical, being in the physical form, right? And when I'm at a stage where I'm thinking of myself as a physical form, not soul conscious, not feeling I'm incorporeal, my stage comes down. And the powers, all these powers, powers and virtues and values, they all operate at a higher level. It's like the law of physics. All these powers are operating at a higher level, at a higher frequency. Okay, I'm catching these frequencies at all times, but only when I am at an elevated stage, which means I'm at that frequency myself, will I be able to catch all those frequencies, all those powers which are there in the environment. I can catch them, I can increase my powers, but I keep coming down because of either being in Deha Abhiman, which Baba says, body consciousness, or coming into ego for some reason, if not ego, at least some level of self, if not vices, some small child of a vice, which is still there, I'm experiencing. I'm coming down from that frequency. I'm coming down from that stage. Or if any small sinful thought comes in, creeps in, I should say, right? When I'm not watching, when I'm not attentive, even a small thought, it brings me down. And every time I have such thoughts or such feelings, it keeps bringing me down from that frequency. And we all have experienced when we are at a higher frequency, we are experiencing everything that Baba wants to give us. We become an embodiment. But as soon as we come down, even for a second, we feel lost. And when that happens continuously, we tend to feel constantly lost. And everybody has their own way to go back to that frequency at that elevated stage. And we must know what works for me and quickly go back to that stage where I can catch all those powers and increase those powers. So Baba goes on to say, he said, these four things are important to increase the power of discernment, being incorporeal, egoless, viceless, and free from sinful thoughts. If any one aspect out of these four is lacking, then due to not having that elevated dharma, there isn't the clarity. We lack in clarity at that time and that moment. Why? Because we are not in that elevated dharma. Only that which is elevated is clear. It is this confusion that doesn't allow the intellect to become clear. I keep coming down from my elevated dharma because of any of these four aspects not being there. I keep coming down. And when I come down, the frequencies that I observe or I catch will not be elevated. No, I have come down. So I'll also catch lower frequencies. And what will I see in lower frequencies? Non-elevated thoughts, non-elevated environment. I'm merged in that environment. And that's what confuses me because I'm supposed to be an elevated soul. I'm not supposed to catch this environment. It's not supposed to affect me, but it's affecting me. Why is this happening to me? Why is my intellect not becoming clean? Why I'm not able to remember Baba? Why I'm not able to understand knowledge? Why I'm not able to focus? These kind of thoughts start coming in, the thoughts of confusion. Because the intellect becomes mixed. It's not clean. Baba says it is this confusion that doesn't allow the intellect to become clean. Cleanliness is greatness. Therefore, increase your power of discernment. Only then you will be able to experience yourself to be a master ocean of all virtues, the same as the Father. Just as an ocean is full of many things, in the same way, experience your form to be full of all powers, because it is only at the confluence age that you receive the blessing of being complete. Baba is expecting us that we should experience our full form where we are almighty, powerful. That's why Baba keeps calling us Master Almighty. Almighty is nothing but someone who's full of powers at all times. Not even a single drop of that power is missing. And Baba says, experience that form as a child of mine, as a Master Almighty, because it is only at the confluence age that you receive the blessing of being complete. Baba says becoming complete means having the knowledge as well as the becoming a form. If any of these is missing, you're not complete. Only in Sangam, only at the confluence age, do we have the knowledge as well as the opportunity to become complete. In Satya, we don't have the knowledge. Even while we are an embodiment of the knowledge, we don't have the knowledge. We are not complete. And of course, at any other time during the whole 5,000 years, we are never complete, only at confluence age. Baba says, don't lose this time. Experience your form. Everything that I have, take it from me and experience those powers. Take the blessing of being complete. Baba says, apart from at the confluence age, you will never be able to experience the complete form. The memorial is your divine life being full of all virtues. There are memorials in temples. There is also the praise of being 16 celestial degrees full, solar kala sampurna. The Sela, Devtas were solar kala, 16 celestial degrees full. However, what is the form of something that is complete? Only in this godly life is the knowledge of virtue and skill experienced. That's why Baba is saying being virtueful, full of 16 celestial degrees, and having the knowledge, both make us complete. Therefore, it is only in this godly life that you are able to experience the bliss of being full. In order to learn the method, whatever you continue to receive from the Father, whether it is knowledge or powers, continue to use them according to time. Do not merge them into yourselves, thinking that they are very good matters or very good things. I should accumulate them, keep them with me all the time, in lock and key. That is, do not lock them away in the safe of your intellect. Do not just continue to accumulate a bank balance. All that is being given from the Father, the knowledge, the power, the virtues. I don't need to keep it in a bank balance under lock and key. Baba says, or do not just keep a bundle of money hidden away like elderly people do. Do not simply experience the bliss of listening to them and possessing them, but continue to use them for yourselves and for other souls. Because according to a godly principle, the more that the attainment of the present time is used, the more it will increase. Baba says, the more you use whatever I'm giving you at this time, as per the godly principle, the more it will increase. It will not go down. There are many times, right, then that we experience that when we sit in yoga or when we sit in remembrance, we have to make effort to remind ourselves of our possessions. That is because probably we are not an embodiment at that time of those possessions. What Baba is saying here is, whatever I'm giving you, start becoming an embodiment. Because when we start using them, we will not have to make any effort of becoming an embodiment in remembrance. We'll not have to remind ourselves, I am Master Almighty. No, because I am an embodiment. I am Master Almighty in that moment. So the more we use it, the more we become, and it increases. Because when we are using it, we are in that elevated frequency and we are able to grasp more from Baba when we sit in front of him. That's the godly principle. Baba says, just as it is said about donations, wealth never finishes by giving it. That is, to give it means to increase it. In the same way, by experiencing the godly attainments in this way, by giving it, by using it, there will not be a little attainment, but you will instead experience yourself to be an embodiment of all attainments. By using these again and again, you will be able to make your form into that which is needed according to the time. And you will be able to use whatever power is needed at that particular time in the right way. You will be saved from being deceived at any point in time, at any point, at any time of need. To be saved from being deceived means to be saved from sorrow. How will we get saved from being deceived? If we are being embodiments and using the power to discern, and then use from the power to discern, understanding which point of knowledge or power is needed, using it and stopping and blocking the Maya that is trying to deceive us. Baba says that's how you will be able to get saved from sorrow. So, what will you become? Constantly cheerful. That is, constantly happy, and you will have the fortune of happiness. So now, have mercy for yourselves, and by using all the attainments and by knowing the method, together with having love, become those who constantly master oceans of knowledge, who are constantly master oceans of knowledge. Become oceans of powers and oceans of all attainments. Acha, to those who are conquerors of Maya, and so conquerors of the world, and full of all experiences, to those who make others experience through their own experiences, to those who are Bapdada's children and his masters, to such souls who are masters of the Father and the masters of the world. Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Thank you and namaste, Baba, from all us children. So we'll give 1 minute of silence and then probably come back to discuss our churnings. Okay. Anybody wants to share their churnings?
Shanti sister.
Okay.
What I understand, Baba is saying the ocean, he's comparing the ocean and exemplifying that it is a symbol of the power to accommodate and power to face. And children will have to have the power to discern to attain these two powers. And the reason why children are not able to discern is because either they are not constantly incorporeal or are having vices or sometimes egoish, and fourth one is when they have sinful thoughts. So the solution to attain the first two powers and become like an ocean is to be incorporeal, viceless, egoless, and be free from sinful thoughts. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. You know, the whole Murli, I just found 4 things, but I would like to share the second thing, the analogy which Baba has spoken about, Preet Karit. I love that. See, when you're in love, if you do not tell that other person you're in love, you're not able to express yourself, or you're not sure, oh, if I say, will that person accept it? Or I'm looking for a kind of return. My time will go off. and I think I will lose the person even if I love. So what is that? I like everything, but what is that stimuli which could not really express me? I liked also that second example, a weapon. I'm well equipped. I have everything with me. I have so many swords and lights and every kind of weapon with me. Nobody or nothing can attack me. But when the situation comes, I'm trying to go through my stock. I don't know what to use. Should I use the sword? Should I use this? Or how to use it? And I forgot also how to use it. Then where is it? So this is what Baba is saying. You have knowledge, you have everything, you have power also. You come to Amrit Vela. But that particular moment, kya kab karna hai? So that's why I always see why Baba has emphasized on the power to discern. I loved the analogy.
Very nice, lovely. Thanks for sharing. Preet Kiris, yes, Baba said that, and as Girija sister said, if we have too much clutter, right? If we are not organized, even in our daily lives, it somewhere affects us. We are not able to use our things or find them when we need them, right? Even small, small things. Same way, if there's a lot of clutter in our mind, we will not be able to use the right powers. We'll keep looking for those powers, but we'll not know how to use them. And even when we find them, we'll forget how to use them. So clean buddhi is what Baba talks about. Organized buddhi. Everything at its place in the intellect. I should know, quickly go get it because Maya does not give us time. And Preet Kiri, of course. Baba said you should know how to love. While you have love, you should also know how to love, how to make the other person feel that love. So thanks for sharing. Anyone else?
Om Shanti. Wonderful, Murli. And today, Baba has given us the key how to increase the power of discernment, which is a very important logic controller of the intellect, which actually tells us tells we the souls that where to use the power to back up or where to be the use the power to expand or where to use the power to basically there are two powers, power to face and where to use the power to accommodate the other souls, sanskars, and etc. So this very important logical controller uh, is the power to discern. Now, how to increase the power to discern is to come to the soul consciousness stage that is incorporeal. Once we are incorporeal, like Nirakari, then automatically there is no ego. We can experience that stage of being Nirankari. And once the Nirankari stage comes, then automatically the five vices, including the ego, goes away and we are in the Nirvikari stage, and that results in free from any wasteful or sinful thoughts. So this stage, this is a very logical process Baba has given us, and then we are clean stage. We are in a very elevated stage, which is very clean, and the more we are clean, there is more the clarity will happen, will be there in the soul, and more we are clean and clear, then there is no confusion. There is no confusion, and we can experience the bliss. Om Shanti.
Very
So,
nice.
sister, just to add to that part to discern, I really love this, Baba. I tell you, I would like to go back to that Murli just a few, I think a month back on it. See, in the part to discern, they said detect, you're able to detect the differences. And when you were churning, you churned all those four things. This is something new, which I'm going to add to my knowledge on power to discern. Baba spoke about incorporeal, egoless, choose and sin. So you churned already about it with us. So why incorporeal? Because in first in power to discern, you have to step back. You have to come back so that we can get a clearer picture. So come back means go to your original form. And then you spoke about ego. There's the second one. So don't look high up and say, hey, what I'm doing is right. What I'm doing is always right. Then you will only do what you want to do. You will not do what the situation wants to do. Then your choice, that vice, any vice or anything, it actually brings about alloy in my power. And why Baba used sin, I was saying, because vice and sin, something new. A vice, when it is committed, it becomes a sin, it becomes a record. So I loved these kind of thing, which these four things which are there. And just to share with you finally, I have listened to Power to Discern. There's a beautiful musical meditation by Shirin Chadda. I often used to listen to it. And I found this particular thing, how do I really grab the power? So I like these four qualities and something new for the power of discern.
Very nice. Thanks. Thanks for sharing, sister. Yes, power to discern. It's a very deep power. And many times Baba has said in the Murli, this power is the first one that you should be using. You know, there are some things that we should always be keeping in the forefront. And then this power to discern gives us an opportunity to step back. This power to discern gives us an opportunity to look at things the way they are, not from my perspective, not from the other perspective, exactly the way they are, and take a decision in that microsecond which power I need to use and how I need to behave in this situation. And if we do that, if we understand the method to do that, we will never be unsuccessful or unhappy. Thanks for sharing. I think we will stop here for the meditation, but there's an announcement before we go into meditation. So, Raki sister.
Om Shanti. Uh, Thank you, everyone. There is an announcement for tomorrow. That is on 30th July, Sunday. We have Arif Bhai who will be conducting the session on Murli Manthan. The date of the Murli is 13 September 1975. The title of the Murli is The World Transformation is the Special Task of Brahmin Life. So we all expect us to be there tomorrow. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Ami sister. So we will have a moment, I think a minute, 2 minutes of silence. We'll not have any commentary. We just experience what Baba said in the Murli and become embodiments of the power to discern, and in turn use the power to accommodate and power to face in different scenarios that come in front of us. We'll go into silence for 2 minutes. Thank you. And Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Shivani Ben. Have a wonderful day, and we meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.